yesterday, a poster for the Birds of Prey movie dropped on the internet, and it was all over the Twitterverse, and I wanted to take a look at it. And right off the bat, I mean, it's very nice and pretty, and I think it works really well as a character poster for Harley Quinn. But I don't know, like, it still leaves me question marks about the actual movie, right? Like, it's a great showcase, this poster for her, but I don't know, I still don't really feel like I have a feeling about what this movie is going to feel like. Although I guess maybe it should be obvious at this point. I mean, it's like an edgy reinvention of, or an edgy take on characters, classic DC characters like Huntress and Black Canary. They're going for like this John Wick style, and they're making them urban and edgy, the same way that we saw with Suicide Squad with a lot of those characters. I guess Birds of Prey is more like that. But this poster just doesn't really seem to give you any details about the movie. It just says what the movie will look like, I guess, and what the characters will look like. But, still like, what's this movie going to be like? I guess like it'll be like John Wick, because Chad Stahelski's doing it. But I guess this just strikes me more of just like a nice image of Harley Quinn, not necessarily an image of the movie. I mean, the other characters are on there, but they're very small. And, they're swirling around her, with birds around them, birds of prey. And it makes me think of, like, some crazy lady staring at things that only she can see. And like in a comic book, they would have the images swirling around her head to kind of symbolize the fact that, cuckoo in the head, cuckoo in the brain. Which makes sense for a character like Harley Quinn. And the writing of the tattoo on her neck, just in this image is mind over mayhem, almost like she's got to focus on not being bad, like she has to force herself to play by the rules in this movie, perhaps, or something like that. I mean, it is a nice image, but this image seems all about Harley Quinn than it does about the movie. And I'm still like, it doesn't seem like a movie poster exactly. It seems like a character poster. So I hope that like Black Canary and Huntress and the other main characters in the movie, they get their own posters like this. Because right now it seems like it's all about Harley Quinn. And nothing wrong with Harley Quinn, but I'd like other DC characters like Huntress and Black Canary to get some time to shine. Especially since they're incredibly important to Birds of Prey in the comics. More important than Harley Quinn is. So let's take a look at some of the other characters. Here's some close-up shots. There's Mary Elizabeth Winstead as the Huntress. We see like her, I guess the best way to describe this is like paramilitary style outfit. Looks like she's got some leather, I don't know how to describe that. Leather pants, cargo pants, crossbow. She has like kind of purple coloring on her chest piece, but the rest is all black. We've seen, this is the first time. Well, this is not the first time we've seen the Huntress like this. We already knew they were reinventing her like that. It makes sense, because the Huntress is the most hardcore of the birds. The one who's most likely to kill or severely, injure the people she fights. Just a bit more harsh of a crime fighter. So it makes sense that she would be dressed, in kind of military stylings. Because, the military, the soldiers, are all about getting down to business. Next, we have Black Canary, Journey Smollett Bell as the Black Canary. Another, wild departure from the character in the comics. Not only because they race-bended her for the movie, but also because, she just dresses kind of like, kind of a hip urban club lady. That's how they've made this character. When in the comics, Black Canary is not necessarily a hip urban club kind of person. I mean, of course, she goes to clubs, but it's not really her motif, her thing. And Black Canary as a singer in the comics, that's a relatively new in the character's history. She didn't become a singer until I think the New 52, and the movie seems to be running with that by having Journey Smollett Bell sing. But having Black Canary as kind of like a nightclub singer or a lounge singer, that is very different from how the character is often portrayed in the comics. And having her dressed like this, kind of like an urban edgy, kind of like an urban hip kind of person, that she doesn't dress like that in the comics really either, at least not when I've seen her. So very interesting here. And she doesn't look necessarily like she has a superhero outfit. She just looks like someone like a club outfit. So I'm wondering, Since I think this movie is the beginnings of all, like a lot of their careers, and we'll see them at the earlier stages, I'm wondering if by the end of the movie, Black Canary, this version of the Black Canary will get an actual costume, or if she'll still just be like a lady who does martial arts in, urban or edgy clothing. There is Rosie Perez as Renee Montoya, looking kind of like just a regular lady. But Renee Montoya doesn't have a costume in the comics at all until she becomes the Question. And who knows if the DCEU will make her the Question, or they'll just keep her, as a cop lady. Because, right now she just has like a blue shirt and black pants. She looks like, a detective or a cop. They're not in their uniform. They're just having regular clothes if they're about to do their business. So I guess that fits. She's going to be a cop, but not in a cop uniform and, civilian clothes while she's doing her detective work. And there is Ellijay Basco as Cassandra Cain. Another huge departure from the character in the comics. So far, it seems like this character is just going to be in the movie like a little girl in danger who needs rescuing. But in the comics, Cassandra Cain doesn't often need rescuing from other people. She's tough and can handle herself. So I'm hoping in the movie they don't make her seem kind of like a helpless preteen or teenage girl too much. That, they have, some scenes where she actually like is busting out some, martial arts. Or maybe it's a fake out where she pretends like she's helpless. But, because, Cassandra Cain isn't a damsel in distress in the comics. So I'll be interested to see what, they do with her character too. Will she evolve into more of like a crime fighter? Or are they just going to keep her as kind of like an average little girl? I know Ellijay Basco in real life. I think she's like a dancer, right? A hip-hop dancer. So maybe because she's coordinated and athletic, they hired her because they really want her to... They think she'll be good at doing martial arts. So maybe they will make her, more competent and more of a hardcore, butt kicker in the movie. Which is what they should do with a character of this type. Now we go on to the two bad guys. There is Ewan Mcgregor as Black Mask without a black mask on. As I said before, I think this is his proto-Black Mask phase, where he'll don like the Black Mask or a black skull attachment by the end of the movie. Maybe someone will mess up his face and he'll be like, oh, my face, or whatever, and he'll put on a black mask or something or go crazy. Because right now he just looks like a club dude. He's got on gloves. He's wearing black and white clothing, which is kind of what Black Mask wears in the comics. He does like his suits and things like that. And, his shirt does look very interesting with the pattern on it. Because I guess they're going for, hip. They don't want him to have like a plain black shirt. They've got to say, this guy is fresh and hip. So he's got to have a pattern on it, I guess. That's probably what the costumers were thinking. He looks nice. He looks like a guy. I mean, a guy who like runs clubs and stuff might be dressed like this. So, it does fit with what the job they've given him in the movie. There is Chris Messina, right, as Victor Zsasz, looking not like Victor Zsasz that much at all. The same way Cassandra Cain doesn't look like Cassandra Cain in the comics. He doesn't look as depraved and sinister and messed up in this picture, right? With all these like slash marks, these cuts for all of his victims on him. He looks kind of like a henchman, like, or like a bouncer at the club, or someone who works at the club Black Mask works at. But, maybe like a bartender or a barback or something, or someone, a bouncer at the door. He doesn't look like, a serial killer who cuts his victims to death and slashes himself as to represent, trophies for his kills or his cuts. So, Birds of Prey is a huge reinvention, as we've known for a while now. I'm still excited to see the movie. I think they'll be able to get away with reinventing all these characters if the movie's really good and has great action scenes. And I hope it's not... I know Harley Quinn's going to be the main character, but I hope it's not so Harley focused that like Black Canary and the Huntress barely have anything to do, or like they're glorified cameos. I hope that they are, strong supporting characters, because they're cool characters in the comics, and they are crucial components of the Birds of Prey in the comics. So I hope they don't get booted out of their own movie by a more popular character from, a team that they're more a part of than, the main character Harley Quinn is. We shall see. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like it on YouTube and subscribe to the channel because I appreciate your viewership, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.